Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I still want to discuss a very disturbing event that people are still contemplating if really it is demotivated or premeditated or it happened out of precognition or if it also occur as a result of telepathy or intuition or what people normally call coincidence. And what is this behavior? What do you understand by the term behavior? Remember, in our previous topic, we were able to discuss what goal setting is all about. We also discussed what motivation is all about. And we started from motive. So, there's no how you can discuss about goal setting or motivation without mentioning the term behavior. First of all, what do you understand by the term behavior? Behavior may have vast definition based on different school of thoughts. Some persons can also take behavior to be a physiological and as well as a psychological occurrence. Some people can also take behavior to be in form of overt and covert behavior. What do you understand by covert behavior? Covert is trying to tell us about those intrinsic aspects of behavior that is directed from the internal aspect of an individual, either by glandular stimulation or sensory motor activations. And most of this particular event is what occur intrinsically. Some people see covert behavior to be in form of feeling, thinking, perceiving. However, some also sees emotion as what come from the intrinsic aspect of behavior and have a close relationship with the conscious being, because they say your thought can really have a great effect towards your emotion, and emotion is what gives you that power, that movie, or it's there from the word movie, where movement or motivation is there from the word movie. Movie. So that force, that movement of a particular individual is being stimulated from some intrinsic aspect of that individual. But behaviorists, there is those that believe in the school of thought of behaviorism. We are able to, this tell us that there is nothing called behavior except those things seen within our eyes. So many school of thought have tried to put so many let me call it a form of argument to know what really potentiates behavior. But going into detail, we're able to understand that the behavior of an individual is what is used to identify or determine the degree of a particular motive, which is characterized with some element of motivations. So, your behavior can be, you know, goal directed. Sometimes some people can have a behavior that is bizarre. Well, in that same time, an individual can also have an extension in a particular behavior. So we now try to go detail to see how some motivational skills can be applied in order to increase productivity of a worker, and the increment in that productivity is due to the increase in activity of that particular staff or worker. And when there is increase in action, there will be increase in productivity. So we're not trying to relate performance as a type of behavior. So behavior can also be acceptable or unacceptable behavior. So we also have behavior that are dangerous in nature, and we have behavior that are also pleasant. So in all of this, according to what opponent theory of motivation said, he is trying to tell us that human being a hedonistic entity, that is, seek pleasure for what is pleasurable and avoid pain for what is going to instill pain upon that particular individual. So upon all these paradigm, we'll be able to understand that sometimes an individual behavior can also be modified. I don't know if you're seeing the area we're going to, because within this context, we are going to go in detail some theories of behavior or theory of emotion, because according to Jean Lac theory of emotion, he was trying to tell us that most of our emotion or behavior is directed towards a particular physiological stimulation, which in turns affect the individual behavior. So we are trying to conceptualize behavior as the conscious, let me call it the conscious aspect of an individual that give us the practical subjective entity of an individual. And what I mean by this particular statement is, they say with the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So we also know that most of our behavior so far manifested are things that we have processed within our mind. However, I still understand that we still have those that have challenge with their, behavior center of the brain. You remember that when we are trying to consider the neurological importance of behavior, we also, try to try to talk about some essential part of the brain that is very, very, you know, functional in the aspect of behavior. We can still link behavior from the limbic stimulation, that is limbic responses. So most of debates that have been undergoing in the discussion of behavior is still you know obscure. But to my own convention, I, some people is still surprised if there is consciousness or if there is no consciousness. But I see behavior as the conscious aspect of an individual that is the action phase of that individual. And that is what makes that individual a being. Remember, being is an action word from the words becoming. So your behavior can also be directed towards your potentials, towards your goal, towards your motive, towards your drive. And I still understand that individual differences also affect behavior. I still relate behavior to some neurochemical substances in the brain. I still, relate behavior to learning, considering the conditional theories of learning when you're trying to, concentrate in the aspect of classical and operant conditioning. You can see that some of our behavior, when we're talking about the operant, is, you know, conditionalized. And because of what a particular event, let me call it antecedent, can, precipitate to an individual behavior, to an individual body, either painful or something that is, rewardable, let me say enforceable. At that particular point, the individual can also, behave in order to conform. That is where we talk about behavioral shaping, the shaping of behavior. Some people shape behavior so that they can be able to fit in. And at this particular point, we now understand that we still talk about the construct aspect of behavior. So behavior also can also be structuralized, can also be within a particular context. We now we can determine a particular behavior to be okay or sacrificable within a particular geographical area. So some 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 area can also see the particular behavior which seems to be abnormal to be normal in other areas. So behavior to an extent is cultural related, that is cultural bound. We still have behavior and personality relativeness, behavior and psychopathological relationship. We have some persons hallucinate, and we still have what I call hedonistic behavior, which is craving for something that is reinforceable like addiction. So most of these give us a vast knowledge about behavior. And the essence of this is for us to gear behavior to be conformable. And if behavior determines the conscience of an individual, that means there is no way or free will. Because, okay, for instance, let me talk about freedom of speech. If we can say there is free will you speak a hate speech? Because hate speech restricts an individual from that freedom of speech. So there is no free will and there is no freedom. There is no fundamental human right. What we have is privileges, no rights rather than privilege. So there are behaviors that are acceptable in the society and there are behaviors that are also not acceptable in society. And most of these behaviors that are acceptable in society become a conformable behavior. And the other one become unconformable. And that particular behavior can be psychopathic or sociopathic, or let me call it sadistic, or can be narcissistic oriented behavior. That means that individual is contrary to the natural law of behavior, because behavior have to be ought to be conformed with morality. Depends on what and how morality is being contextualized or defined. So if you are talking about the ethos of behavior, what classify a particular behavior to conform with the ethos of a, no, let me call it a normal behavior, because the behavior that you are possessing must conform with the norms, and a positive behavior will be reinforced and negative behavior will be punished. Hence, behavior ought to be curtailed. If not of this process of trying to curtail behavior, according to how humans have been defined as a beast, you see some people that is in position manifesting like devil. That is to tell you how, if given opportunity, they can develop. So to an extent, behavior ought to be moderate. Behavior ought to be modified. Behavior ought to be, conform with the norms of a particular society. So if you're guided by a particular norms, that means you are guided by what? Laws. And where there is law, that means there is no willpower. For this, I'm going to give more emphasis on this because behavior have so many. In fact, it's a broad context which I'm going to talk upon or talk on. But for now, I want to be privy so that we can also follow the next video that also encompasses more behavior. How do you behave? What is that thought telling you? Is your behavior acceptable to the society, or is it criminal in nature? Your behavior can make or mar you, hence behave well so that you be acceptable. Thank you.